practice routine. And what I'm going to do today is talk about a couple of things. One is timers. I think a really important addition to your practice equipment, I guess, is a timer, just so that you can set it, and then you don't have to worry and concern yourself with when to stop practicing. You designate the time you're going to focus for, and you do it, and make it short. For me personally, I use, well, when I asked Joe Satriani this question, he basically said do 2-minute blocks to start with and then build that up. For me personally, I sort of run in 5-minute blocks because they're easy to just cement back to back, and you can come up with, for example, 6 different things you want to practice over the course of 30 minutes. So get yourself a timer. Everyone has a mobile phone these days, so and there will be one on there, so just use that, and that's the easiest way to just get started with timing yourself. And it does 2 things. One, it sets you a specific target of time to sit down and just play the guitar for. And the second thing that it does is it frees you up from worrying about how long that time frame is, because once you set the alarm and you press go, or the timer or whatever you're doing, and you press go, and then you know that when the time is up, the alarm will go off and let you know you're done. So you're free to not worry about that. And the reason that I sort of bring this up is because at some point I was into meditation. I do a little bit these days in a different format. But back in the 80s and 90s, I was kind of, experimenting with trying to meditate. And one of the things that I found the most was that I focused on how much time was passing or had passed, which is not really what all it's about. You're meant to focus on either nothing and clear your mind, or if you're practicing guitar, you're meant to focus on exactly what it is that you're practicing on the guitar so that you can better what you're doing. So for me, setting that alarm just frees that up. It frees your mind up to not concern yourself with how much time is passing. If you're free to then focus and put everything into what you're actually trying to do and to improve with your playing. So it's great. Get a timer. Okay, so I'm going to pick up where I left off from yesterday, and I'm going to start with my Pat Metheny guitar etudes and just work through. We got through the first line. I have played the first page before. It's kind of a regular thing in my practice routine, or has been up till recently. So I'm going to do 5 minutes of this, and then I'm going to move on to something brand new. So let's get our first warm-up routine in. So I'm going to just bog out for a second. I can't remember if this works or not. So in theory, this thing will go ding once it's done the 5 minutes. It might not because I'm in a separate app, but I'll check at 3:38. Okay, so let's give it a go. Okay, so I kind of played through that first line all right, first time. I'm going to do it a couple more times just to sort of slowly get accustomed back to playing this line. And then I'm going to try and maybe do the next bar or so of the next line. So here we go, line 1 again, nice and slow, try and get it as accurate as possible. Okay, managed it, that was good. Again, just going to repeat it a couple of times, that's part of my routine. Take the same thing, If you can play it once, great. Try and play it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. That's never a bad thing. So I think I've got it. As I say, I've kind of practiced this a little bit before. It's part of my regular warm-up routine. And there's some specific movements that I do in terms of position shifts and things to make this more comfortable under my hand. But I practice it the same way every time. And I think that's important because it then gives you a foundation for just working on it on the same thing over and over again the same way, so that you play it the same way every time and it becomes ingrained into your playing, and then it becomes very straightforward to do. Yeah, that's becoming smoother now. So I'm going to play it a couple more times and then I'm going to have a quick look at the next bar. Once more. Oops. Yeah, so I got it wrong, played it too fast, a little overzealous. I'm going to do it once more, a little slower, because I don't like to finish on a bad note. So. Okay, so again, playing it badly. I mean, to be honest, cheers. I have had a few beers, and if you haven't twigged already, day one is basically, and day two are the same session, just a couple of minutes apart, one either side of midnight. So anyway. Right, okay. So slowly and accurately. Okay, so the next bar. I've had Craig, how you doing? I've had too much bourbon to be awake right now. I'll catch up with this tomorrow. Good to see you back on the small screen. Cool. Yeah, nice one. This is tomorrow's sesh because it's now the 2nd of May. So it'll be the 3rd, at which point I'll be back at work. Okay, where am I at? So 38. So I must be nearly done with my timer. Let's check. Let's see if it actually pings. Didn't hear anything. Okay, so I think it's passed by now. Cool, so I had to check into the Audacity app because I was in another application, YouTube streaming, that it didn't ping, so my whole timer concept is through the window when I'm doing this, but it still stands, and that's still the way I practice. Anyway, we're now into the Martin Miller, which is my second exercise. So there's my Pat Metheny warm-up. I'll do that again tomorrow. See if I can get another bar or so. I didn't do, well, you know, it's a bit late. Anyway, this is modern rock guitar soloing by Martin Miller. If you haven't heard Martin Miller, he's an amazing German guitar player. Really, really good. Plays for Ibanez. Fantastic modern rock guitarist. So chapter 1, melodic hard rock soloing. We've got a chord progression here, and I guess that's as good a place as any to start. Right there. Let's just get that down. Looks like it's F sharp minor. Here we go. Cheers. Obviously, this next practice is a little loose. The reason I got the Martin Miller book was because I was looking for something else, but everyone's asleep, and so I have to pull stuff out of the cover, and it's noisy. So I just grabbed one of the first things I had available, and fortunately, it's just a really great book. I have a lot of really cool books. Okay, so we've got an F sharp minor chord, then a D with an F sharp in the bass. So D slash F sharp. Then we've got E slash F sharp, so we could just play it like this. And then back to F sharp minor. So and it does that 3 times. So I'll call that 2. And here's 3. This is E with an F sharp in the bass. And F sharp minor. And then the 4th time it does this. So still an F sharp minor. D, F sharp in the bass. E, F sharp in the bass. And then it does F sharp, E. Then section B, F sharp minor, D, E, A, D, and then E for 4, and it repeats that 4 times. So let me just check where I'm at with my timer. Annoying that I have to keep switching between. Check. Chords, couple of slash chords with some bass notes, but really nothing that difficult. F sharp minor, that's a bar chord if you want to play it, you know, with the full spectrum. But yeah, everything else pretty simple. Anyway, that will probably do it for today. Let's check. Kind of babbled on, but you know, so. Time F sharp minor. This is actually the 3rd time, isn't it? E, F sharp, and then number 4, F sharp minor, D, F sharp, E, F sharp, D, E, A, D, E. So this section draws heavily from Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. Anyway, more on that tomorrow.